I had a turning point in my teaching when I had a little boy named Jerry. Jerry was a very pudgy kid, short, and he had the voice of a jackal that literally sounded like "Nyah, nyah, 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 nyah." So I was thinking to myself when I saw him always sitting by the dean's office, I am so glad I do not have this student. But as fate would have it, the very next year I had him. And this is when Foothill did their first remodel, and they had us on the tennis courts and in trailers. So he inevitably would come to class every day late and always had some story to tell. And it really kind of got on my nerves, and I learned that if I have a feeling towards a student, it's going to influence the rest of the students. And I said, Denise, you didn't get into teaching to hate kids, so we're going to figure out something to do. So what I decided to do was every time he came in late, I would give extra credit to students who were willing to get him caught up. And I never gave out extra credit, so that was a treat for the students, number one. And number two, when he came in with his fantastic stories that even Steven Spielberg would be jealous of, I would shut down the class and we would give him 5 minutes to tell this fantastical story. So it started happening where, I had changed my attitude about him because he was our entertainment. He was the reason why, students could rest in a math class. And the students started feeling the same way. I didn't understand the full consequences of what I did with this student until 2 or 3 years later. I had some student from my algebra class who was a freshman, and now he's a junior in my math analysis class. He said, Mrs. James, I saw Jerry. And I was like, you did? He goes, yeah, he was at the fair. He's a carny. And I said, oh, that's nice. He's got a job and everything. He goes, Miss James, I think he's on drugs. And I said, why did you think he was on drugs? And he said, well, his voice is deep and he's extra skinny. And I was like, oh, well, I hate to see that happen. And we started trading stories about him or whatever. But that let me know that I have control over my classroom by the way I act and the way I interact with students. It can help me be a better teacher and help them be better students, because when you treat people differently, they act differently. So that was my student story.